Hello my darlings, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel, where we talk about life, living, and working on board a cruise ship. So today I'm going to talk about one of the hardest things I have found about working on a cruise ship so far, and that is the constant goodbyes. And of course, as always, all opinions are my own and do not reflect the cruise line in any way. I think this life can look really exciting and really fun, which it definitely 100% is. But of course, there's always the flip side to things. And if you're interested in maybe starting a life in the cruise industry, I think it's important to know what you're getting yourself into. So I am almost 3 months into my contract. And so I'm just learning about this issue of goodbyes, because in the beginning, I hadn't really connected with anyone. I was just focused on my contract stretching out ahead of me. And the idea of saying goodbye to people, I was like, ooh. But that has changed. Something I didn't realize, that of course not everybody joins at the same time with the same length of contract. So I came on in May, and a lot of the people in my department, they had already been on for 2 months, and so they left while I still have a good few months left. Even people that you might come in the same day with, you join the same voyage, their contract might be a different length than yours. It is all so transient. And like I said, if you've ever lived abroad, you may have experienced this before. I thought I was a bit used to this after living in Budapest for almost 8 years. You know, every school year, new English teachers would come. Some English teachers would finish out their contracts and leave, and then more remote workers would come. And it was also kind of a transient space. People were trying out different cities, trying to learn where they wanted to live, and that means, you know, Budapest wasn't a forever home for a lot of people. So I went to a lot of goodbye parties, and you say goodbye to people that you build your life around. Living on a ship, however, I realize it is like that times 100, because people are coming on and getting off every time you get back to your home port. I think why this is prescient in my mind at the moment is because I just had a huge turnover. So like I said, people are joining, leaving all the time, but it hits harder when it's in your department. I think because of course you're able to be friends with anyone on the ship, but the people in your department are the people where you have you know, you're going to the same meetings, you're probably seeing each other more because you have similar schedules. For me, my position is a bit siloed, so I'm the only travel guide on board, but I'm still part of the entertainment department. So people like the World Stage cast, the dancers, the singers, the band, one of our bands, those are the people that I see, those are the shows that I go to, that's the community that I'm in. So this last week, when I come to find out that all of these people that I've been spending all of this time with, they're all leaving on the same day. It's fine. It's fine. Good for them. Go forth and live your life. No, it's really fine. I've met people that have left before that, but it was, you know, always 1 or 2 people or a handful of people coming in and coming out. So for me, this was just really big, because not only was it a significantly large group of people, but it was like the people that I was hanging out around. So that's hard. And perhaps a challenge about that is that you are living with the echoes. And I think a lot of times grief and mourning is reserved for romantic relationships, but for friendships it's a big deal as well, especially because it's not just, you know, your friend you see at school or a couple times a week to get coffee. Like, these are the people you live with, you're getting meals with, you are going out with, you're supporting, so you're really tied up in each other's lives. You're with each other all day, every day, and then not at all. That's a big adjustment for anyone, right? It's quite odd, especially with the route that I'm on now. It's the same 7-day itinerary over and over again. So you're doing the same things, you're going to the same places, you're living on the same ship, you're surrounded by the same environment, and you have all of these memories of the people who used to be there, and they're just gone. Everyone I've spoken to who's been cruising for a while, they tell me that like the first contract is always the hardest, in that sense of, you know, connection and separation, and that you do get used to it. But for now, it's just hard, and I think it's important to talk about, because I don't want to rush through or invalidate the first time feelings, because this is the only time you're going to be experiencing it, right? You have to make the choice for yourself if you're going to be open and connect and like take that joy but also deal with the pain, or perhaps keep yourself at a distance so that you don't have these emotional highs and lows. That's also a choice. And I would definitely say take care of yourself, because you don't get days off. You need to keep doing your job, but I physically felt the grief, and sadness takes it out of you. So take care of yourself, whether that's making sure you're getting sunlight, you're still getting fresh air, you're eating well, especially you're making sure to get exercise. All of those mental health things I think are extra important. And like I said, I want to be honest with myself about the grief and the sadness of losing people who were important to you, or who were just, you know, familiar to you. Sitting with it while still moving on with life, I think, is important. But for everybody that leaves, new people come on, and I think I'm trying to be very intentional about still being open to connection. Yes, okay, that's my final tip that I think is helpful, is to try as hard as you can not to compare. Because if you're spending all your time saying like, I miss the way that so-and-so did this, if you're spending all your time just living in the past, those people are gone. That time of your life where you connected and crossed over is gone. And as precious as it was, it's in the past, and you have to live for yourself now, and you have to invest in your future. And the future are the people around you and the relationships that can grow from that, right? So don't spend the time comparing. Grieve what you need to grieve, but be open to new connection. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So just wanted to chat about that, be honest about it. One of the things I'm learning is difficult about cruise ship life, and I can already feel the constant goodbyes are going to take a toll, but I do think the hellos are worth it. Okay, have a good day. Bye.